a message for my people.
Nick Dad, baby. We the new label.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
Now this the black sheep sticking its home. I need a crib like I'm Gatsby.
I need it.
In hand, just understand my
Pockets that deep.
with nothing to prove. I ain't got nothing to do. When they can't compete and I got nothing to lose. You see, they told me I'm the one.
Yes, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Veterans Minimum, the #1 sports betting vibe on the internet. Offensive player of the year is looking nice, George.
Bijan.
Feeling good, looking good. All things Veterans Minimum are at Veterans Minimum. Leave a rating, a review, subscribe, comment, the whole nine. Thumbs up on the videos. Shout out to the You're Welcome Network. George, how you doing? How you living?
I'm living large, bro. I've been traveling like a motherfucker. I got to go to Knoxville, Tennessee this past weekend and watch Arkansas fight. They lost by 3. It was a very close game. They were one stop away at the end from like pulling off like a major upset in college football, but they're going to do it again this upcoming weekend when I go to Fayetteville to watch them play Texas A&M. And so it was fun, bro. Everything that they say about Neyland Stadium is 100% true and accurate. It was the loudest environment I had ever been in my entire life. You know the decibel meter that they show at all the stadiums?
Yeah.
First off, do you believe those?
I don't believe those. I don't believe in the miles per hour someone ran. I also don't really care about either.
Okay.
Full transparency.
So
it's cool.
The decibel meter at the stadium was at a 110, where at other stadiums that I've seen it done, they register at like a 95. They'll like creep to 100. But like this one was 110 and it felt like I was, yeah, bro, even if you plugged your ears, it would still be as loud as humanly possible. Like you can't recreate that with speakers. It was that loud. And they had no pre-snap penalties, the Razorbacks. In a loud environment like that, I was shocked. So Arkansas football, best 2-4 football team probably in the history of football.
Okay.
Next to the Chiefs. It would have been the Chiefs had they lost to the Lions this weekend, where I would have said, maybe them. But literally Arkansas 2-4, just they're going to be on everybody's like upset parlays for the rest of the year, for sure. What about you, man? How was your weekend?
I've been good since Thursday, baby.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I've been good
official.
since Thursday. The word is out. We're back, yo. Listen, I know we lost to the Saints in between those 2 games, but we're back. And I say we when I'm describing my team because I've been a fan for 25 years. A lot of these players, they're not on the team that long. A lot of guys come and go. I say we. And we're back, yo. We're back. We got a franchise quarterback. We have an identity, bro. All seriousness, like, you got to be able to describe teams and say what they do well.
Mm-hmm.
That's your identity. We can rush the passer, and now we're going to slap you in the face with both Dart and Scatterboo.
Bro.
And anytime you beat Philly and it's not them resting their whole team, especially on prime time, you got to feel good. You got to feel good. They have an identity, like I said. Fun fact, you ready for this? Now, this is prior to the end of week 6, but coming into week 6, the Giants have picked up the most first downs in the NFL since Scatterboo and Dart became the starters. Dart just looks poised, bro. Looks poised. He's arrogant, but in a good way. He trusts his arm. He slings. I like that when the pocket breaks down, he's not looking at linemen. He's still looking up the field and trying to make plays. And dare I say, the Eagles might be falling apart because when they lose to the Giants, guys are unfollowing each other. Zadarius Smith just retired, led the team in sacks. We gave him Adoree Jackson to help sabotage the secondary. These are all, shout out to Brian Dable. He don't get too many shout outs. He went into the fucking blue tent because he's like, yo, listen, we can't. How many fingers, bro?
Get him out of here.
Get him out of there. All right. All seriousness, Andrew Thomas, have I not been saying offensive tackle of the year, offensive lineman of the year? Just because when he's in there, he has allowed no quarterback pressures in his 3 starts since he came back. When he's in, the whole team plays better offensively and the offensive line just blocks better. And again, bro, they just have, I wish they had neighbors because we're being robbed of what could have been if they did have them in there. But for me, man, it's just something that they have an identity. They look poised. I don't like, what have I been telling you about Dart? With the hits.
You gotta start learning how to slide. You can't be taking as many hits. Yeah,
it's all fun and games.
A part of his identity.
For sure, which I'm praising. But also, like, bro, the seeking contact, it's not fucking, even SEC football is tough, but like, you're not playing Kentucky anymore.
Yeah. Go back and watch John Gruden's quarterback camp with him. It's like Gruden's #1 point of emphasis. He's like, Dart, you got to start learning how to fucking slide, man. Like the same exact shit you're preaching now. And here's the thing. You can't stop winners and their habits, no matter how bad that winning habit is. And in this case, it's effort and it's the willingness to go for the extra yard, which a lot of quarterbacks still don't have. Spencer Rattler, you know? Why people don't feel as confident about him, like how I do with Jackson Dart. Like, you have to feel like his comfortability is light years ahead of people that are even in year 2. Like, I would argue and say that the comfortability and flow of the game didn't look like this for Drake May. It doesn't look like this for Bo Nix. Like, I just feel like what I mean by comfortability is when you're in the heat of battle, for you to give a referee a high five, like on the goal line, that's swagger. That is a level of like, oh, I'm in control of the moment. And I'll finish off with this. One, when we start giving good takes on this episode, don't be afraid to give a little Cam Scataboo, just
yeah,
you know, little twitch.
The CTE Caucasians. That's what we got.
You might catch me, you know, hitting a little surf if I give a good take.
All right,
we're back.
For it. Yeah,
we're back. He's allowing it. You know what I mean? And we got to run with what they've presented us.
And yo, bro, they beat the defending champs convincingly. It wasn't a fumble. You know, like it was, they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. And
like, yo, Philly's going through it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Philly is definitely going through it. Week 6, they're still the top of the division, pending what happens on this Monday Night Football game. We'll update it as we continue to go. But I feel great, man. I feel great. I just love that they have an identity and they're fun again. Wan'Dale Robinson is becoming a guy you got to start in your fantasy league. Obviously, Cam Scataboo, little Jordan Humphreys was making some plays. He had good chemistry in the preseason with Jackson Dart, and then they bring him back in, and he picks up right where they left off in the preseason. So, listen, man, I'm excited. Guys are still getting way too open in the secondary, but Brian Burns, we talked about him a couple weeks ago as like a defensive player of the year candidate. It was like 120-1. Now he's 30-1. He got the celebration with the Spider-Man. Shout out to Spider-Man.
Cool. He spent all his VC on celebrations.
Bro, 100%.
Like, he has every 100%. Single one, bro. Like, he has the ones that you have to be a 99 overall to even unlock. It's absurd. Everything is so fluid. Best celebrations by a defender, dare I say, ever in football. I think it is. It's just he's Spider-Man, bro. I know you love it.
Yeah, no, I definitely love it. I definitely love it. You know what else I love? Like we hinted at it before. We haven't even touched on it yet. The Bijan Robinson legacy game. Look, he didn't score the 3 touchdowns that I said he was going to score, but have yourself a night. Over 230 scrimmage yards. He has one less game played than Jonathan Taylor. Right now, it's a 2-headed race between him and Jonathan Taylor for Offensive Player of the Year. Yeah, does he get vultured by touchdowns? Sure, he does by Algier. But you know what? If he out-touches him 4-1, I'll take that any day of the week. We complained about it a couple weeks ago, how it was like 17-16. That worries me. But when it's what it was on Monday Night Football, where they have a marquee win for the franchise on Monday Night Football, that's what I wanted to happen. Guess who they play this week, bro? A fucking practice squad defense of the 49ers after they just lost Fred Warner, who's out for the year. He was like their most stable piece that was never hurt. Now he's out. We'll get into the Niners in just a sec, but just to put a bow on this conversation with Bijan Robinson, this is what we needed. This is what you need. This is why I loved what you said about Jalen Hurts at the start of the year, where you had Commanders, Bills, Commanders, all primetime games. That's what you would want. Now it seems like Washington, that game, they're going to be better than what Philly is at the moment. And who knows what Buffalo's going to look like. We'll get into that right now, the conclusion of that game. The Falcons, it was the trust me, 23-6-1 on the year. Sorry, in the last year and a half. Had the Falcons as the trust me at +5. Love them on the money line. Yeah, Bijan Robinson also did score 1 touchdown. He didn't score 2 touchdowns, but he just went absolutely crazy. You can't be upset with the game that he had. We'd be foolish. And then, like I mentioned about the Niners, and I know I've been long-winded, George, they play them on Sunday Night Football. So it's another national spotlight game where if they could have him over there, he has another one. Guess what we're doing this week? We're running back the 3 touchdowns.
As soon as props become available, put the props in.
Yeah.
As soon as they become available.
Bijan Robinson, man, what a fucking game. Absolutely love it. Like we said, 20-1 to win Offensive Player of the Year. That's the tickets that we're holding on to. And more importantly, it'd be a 4-peat. I feel really good about that. What'd you think about that Bills and Falcons game?
First off, I thought Josh Allen looked lost, bro. It's a mix between them not having any receivers that can win one-on-one matchups. Khalil Shakir's your best option. Keon Coleman is like almost not even referenced anymore, like by the announcers, as far as people that can present an actual threat and win one-on-ones. And when you have that mixed with the defense knows James Cook and your identity is running the ball now, it's a bad mix. And honestly, I feel pretty worried now about our Bills and Rams Super Bowl prediction from the beginning of the year. The AFC is filled with a bunch of frauds. And I don't know if it's fixable with this Bills team, truthfully. Like, what pieces can you bring in at the trade deadline that allow you to be a contender at a legitimate high rate? Like right now, that's what you need. And the last thing I'll leave off with is Sean McDermott with the clear frames, bro. What is this? Not a good look on primetime when you lose wearing clear frames. Your defense is already suspect and fraudulent, and you just got put on primetime television. What happens to people in that division that wear cool glasses? They eventually become first coach to be fired bets that Nick puts in the following year. We saw it with Mike McDaniels. Sean McDermott, if he keeps it up with the clear frames, could be our candidate next year.
Bro, do you remember what we said about them after the playoff game? I wouldn't have been mad if they made the change then. Look, he wins in the regular season, right? But there's something to be said about sometimes you just need a new voice in the locker room.
Yep.
And I feel like their ceiling might be the AFC title game because that's what we've seen it be on multiple occasions. We got to wait and see. I'm really concerned about Buffalo. I said to you 2 weeks ago, after they beat up on the Ravens, and now look, the Ravens are 1-5. And are they going to be sellers now at the deadline? They're going into the bye week, and then they get Lamar back, and then their schedule really, like I said, I think they run the table. I truly believe that. But are they going to keep this core? Are they going to be like, let's just pack it in, bro? Let's just pack it in. Who knows? But with Buffalo, I'm very concerned. Defensively, it seems like they can't make a stop when the team needs to. Offensively, they really need a number one weapon. In the passing game, right? Kincaid was out. Is he that valuable that the offense kind of stalled?
Yeah.
James Cook, he had a pretty good game on the ground. He had 87 yards, went over his yardage total, but he didn't, 5 yards a carry. Maybe they should have fed him more because he was playing well. Josh Allen, when he doesn't have the cape on, 2 interceptions, and he got sacked 4 times. Atlanta's a really good team when they play indoors. And when they play at home, too. This was a big win for them on Monday Night Football. Like we said about Bijan, this is what we wanted, Bijan. Bijan ended the game with 25 total touches to Algiers 11. I'll take that. You give me 25. 25 touches should be the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, bro, you're 23 years old. I don't want to see you on the sideline ever.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Like,
Which,
no.
by the way, they did on the final drive where they kicked the field goal, obviously, to go up by 10, but there was 4 plays in a row where Bijan wasn't on the field, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to win the game here, are you not?
So I want to
Yes.
let me just pick up with what you were just saying before about, like, the Rams and the Bills ticket. It's been a pretty popular conversation on, like, Twitter, and then even in my group chat with my buddies back home. We're all trying to figure out, like, who's good. Who do you think is good? Like, right now, after 6 weeks, if you had to pick a Super Bowl, you could go back to the summer, right? We get in a time machine, George. We go back to the preview show. I picked Bills and Rams. Am I crazy for I still love the Rams. I still think the Rams are the best team in the league. Across the board, I think they're the most complete team. They could beat you through the air. They could beat you on the ground. They got a quarterback that could go into any building and win, and you feel confident in a 2-minute drive. Their defense makes plays. They have a stud in Jared Verse. They got a really good head coach. I'm upset that sometimes he has some brain farts at the wheel. That's why I thought the Eagles game, give him a mulligan. Like, that was a collapse that happens 1 in 100 games that they play. How they lost to the Niners, too. I think it's the Rams in the NFC. And then in the AFC, I would have to go with Kansas City now. I said this 2 weeks ago. I think they're back. Look, they get Rashid Rice back this week. So now they're going to have Hollywood Brown, Rashid Rice, Worthy, Juju. Then, you still got Kelsey. Pacheco's running harder and harder every week. Offensive line is good. It played well yesterday, and Simmons got ruled out an hour before kickoff. And now Mahomes is the favorite for the MVP right now. Who, by the way, is having a crazy year. And it's just like, Baker. Matthew Stafford and Daniel Jones.
I was about to say, bro, because if you don't bring up the Colts right now, I'm about to have to tell you that they are the cream of the crop in the AFC, bro. There was multiple plays that Daniel Jones made yesterday, and I get it's the Cardinals, but it just has gone to show me that this is what a team that can go to the Super Bowl looks like. All the passes that Daniel Jones makes are in a clean pocket. They are wide open throws because Jonathan Taylor is a scary individual. And whenever you do a play action pass, it opens up so many gaps in the defense that Daniel Jones is cooking people. And that was the Cardinals' best shot yesterday. But it's been week in and week out with Daniel Jones that he's a gamer. And this is a Colts team that, yes, people are talking about him. It's not as crazy as Baker Mayfield is. But I'll go back to this take that I had a few weeks ago with Justin Herbert. It's like highlights happen on broken teams, especially at the quarterback position when you're having to scramble for your life. And that's not necessarily a good sign for your football team. It was a lucky play. That's why it's a highlight. And we have to start identifying that in teams that we watch that are successful. The Colts move the ball up and down the field effortlessly. They don't stall. They don't hiccup. And I see that with the Chiefs. And, this is a team that, what are they, 3-4 now? No.
Who?
The Chiefs. They're
The Chiefs are 3-3.
3-3.
Yeah.
Yeah. They know exactly what the recipe is to get into late January and February. And so they're still not going to show all their cards yet. And I agree with you that they're a good team, but don't overlook the best looking offense so far in the NFL.
Counter. Offensively, I have no issues.
Yes.
I like Warren. I like Taylor. I like Daniel Jones. He also has the PED of leaving the Giants and going on to have a monster year. We're seeing that with a lot of quarterbacks. Hey, it might not be the quarterback. It might be the organization they go to. We'll get to that in a little bit when we revisit Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield. Daniel Jones leaves, is having a sensational year. I like Downs. I like Pittman. I like Alec Pierce. They got weapons. They got a good offensive line. I don't like that as a 10-point favorite against a backup quarterback in Brissett.
Revenge game Brissett, though.
Fair.
That was like a so underestimated revenge game, bro. He was playing fucking out of his mind.
Yeah. He was playing well. Bam Knight, he got a chance to start at running back and play at running back. Him and Michael Carter split it. They lost Marvin Harrison Jr. during the game. My thing is that a little too close to comfort for me against a Cardinals team that I think that loss to the Titans is going to be very similar to how the Commanders beat the Bears last year and sent their team on a tailspin, kind of the same way. Their defense is probably my biggest concern. I think their offense is a top 5 unit in the league.
Yeah.
Legit. And Daniel Jones is in the conversation. The only threat to Offensive Player of the Year is Jonathan Taylor, for sure. He keeps rolling. 123 yards and another rushing touchdown. My concern is the defense. What would you say to that as a Colts truther?
Counter?
Yeah, a counter to my counter?
A few weeks ago on this show, I had said that the Colts had beat themselves when they lost to the Rams, and you agreed with me. And you also just said that the Rams are your favorite team in the NFL. So the Colts technically beat your favorite team in the NFL right now. Checkmate.
Yeah, that's a 10-8.
That's a 10-8, bro.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
I know that it seems hard to fathom because the offense, when it's not broken, doesn't look crazy flashy.
Yeah.
But you got to believe it when it's staring at you in the face.
And like, correct me if I'm wrong, and if you feel like this is a whack take to have, but let's use the Chiefs and the Giants, for example, right? Just hear me out. Both of them are 2-1 in their last 3 games, and they lost games in between, like, right? The Chiefs lost to the Jaguars. Bro, 9 different things had to happen in favor for the Jags to win that game. Fucking Trevor Lawrence falls down, gets up, falls again, then scores a touchdown. Pat Mahomes, for the first time in his career, gets duped by a defender. And, Devin Lloyd houses an interception that goes back the other way. And even then, it came down to 1 possession. You know what I mean? Like, you throw a pick 6, that's a 14-point swing. 10 if we're being polite. And like we say, all right, you were to settle for a field goal. So your counter to my counter, that was a checkmate. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say to that.
But can I like make you feel a little bit better here?
I would like that, yeah.
Let's go Kansas City versus the Rams. We can put this bet in right now. It's 33-1. Do we feel like we've lost full confidence on the fact that the Bills can make it to the Super Bowl?
It was funny. Impy, who's been on the show with you, I used to do Veterans Minimum with him. We were talking about Buffalo because I think someone in the chat had asked about like my futures or whatever. And I was like, man, everything in the AFC is Bills. And then I have like 4 teams. And I just faded Philly, right? Man, it's the same thing. We talk about this all the time, bro. You got to take a stand somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just pick everybody. So what I like to do is the one team I feel the most confident in, which was Buffalo coming into the year. Definitely don't feel that now. I paired it with 4 other teams. Packers, Rams, Niners, and then I sprinkled a little bit on the Bears as like a long shot, right? Just because I was higher than consensus on Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Now looking at it, I'm the least confident in Buffalo. I'm the most confident in the Rams. And then it's probably the Packers. I'd say the Niners, but they're snake bit. This conversation about who's good, let's talk about your boy Baker and the Bucks.
Yeah.
5-1. Best record in the NFC right now. He's the second favorite behind Pat Mahomes for MVP. You've been talking about him since he was 30-1. Even last week he was 15-1. Now he's the second favorite. How do you feel about Baker and the Bucks? Because I have a lot to get off my chest that I think is going to excite you.
This is tough for me, Nick, because you just had said you got to take a stand, right? And so I, at the beginning of the year in our NFL Hot Takes episode, had said that the Colts were going to be the number 1 seed, which I did not bet, and that this would be remembered as the Baker Mayfield year for the Bucks, and they would be the most explosive offense in all of the NFL. And had I stuck to my guns, I'd look like a fucking Nostradamus here with the way that I've been predicting shit. However, I'm taking a stand with this. I like my Daniel Jones at 70-1 to win MVP, which I put in week 3, more than I would like my Baker Mayfield at 30-1 ticket, which I did not put in. So I am saying all this to say that Baker works best as an underdog, and we're making him too much of the front runner and like best quarterback in the league. And that's not where Baker Mayfield needs to be to see ultimate Baker results. So I just want to make, everybody's expectation lowered a little bit and help them realize that this Lions team this next week, if your weapons are out, and I understand that they just lost Branch and their secondary's beat up, it's still a tough-ass football team. And it's some get back from last year, too. And this is going to be like the first chink in the armor to showing that the Buccaneers aren't everything that are people are cracking them out to be. Now, the last thing I'll leave with is it's a full season, and this is like the scariest place to be the front runner of any award, in my opinion. Do you feel the same way? Like if you were the front runner week 6, does it frighten you just a little bit? When do you want to peak?
Yes and no, because let's use Bijan, for example. If he stays healthy, I think we got it. I told you the same thing last year with Barkley at halftime of week 1. I was like, yo, if he's healthy, it's ours. Because you just got to watch, bro. You just watch and you see, like, the way he's utilized, the plays he was making. We talk about the wild plays. Like, bro, 81-yard touchdown he had. Just the way he just jukes people out their socks. Like, yeah, would you rather be peaking late? Sure, look at Lamar Jackson 2 years ago. He was okay. And then he had those bam, bam, bam plays and moments in big games that changed the MVP race. So you're right. Right now, Baker Mayfield through 6 games. And this is why I think he should be the favorite for the MVP award. But the reason why he's not is you project moving forward. And like Kansas City's schedule gets light. Tampa's schedule is going to get really tough. Starting with Monday Night Football next week, they play at Detroit. Hear me out because I'm about to be a little long-winded here, George. Baker Mayfield through the first 6 games, he's 5-1. 12 touchdowns, 1 interception. How many big plays has he picked up on the ground, which you would never think Baker Mayfield is a running quarterback. And he's not. But games on the line, he puts himself out there. He tries to make a play. Baker Mayfield has done all this, George, without wide receiver 1. This is the week 1 depth chart, right? Wide receiver 1, 2, 3, 4. This includes Ibuka, who coming into week 6 was the leading candidate for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Bucky Irving got hurt. Right guard hurt. Wirfs hurt. 5-1. Defensive guys in and out. 5-1. Baker Mayfield is making it really hard to defend Justin Herbert, to defend Daniel Jones in the past, to defend Sam Darnold in the past, to defend Josh Allen now. It's like, yo, bro, listen, he don't got no one out there. Tez Johnson was on the practice squad. He catches the game-winning touchdown. He's hearing MVP chants, and he's like, damn, what'd I do? What I do to deserve these? And then Sterling Shepard is like, bro, they're talking about Baker. He goes, oh, yeah, I get it. Right? Cameron Johnson scores a touchdown, and there's these dudes that are these huge betting influencers. They were celebrating because they thought it was Tez Johnson. And they're like, bro, who even is this guy Johnson that scored the first touchdown for them? And Baker gets popped, and he gets up. He starts talking shit. Obviously, the 3rd and 14 run that you saw that was happening, he converts that too. Let me tell you this. They played Detroit this week. I think Detroit, I've been telling you this for 2.5 years, bro, from the time that we met and we became close friends. They are the most fraud team in the league. Most fraud good team in the league. When they play shit teams, they cover the spread and they blow them out. When they play good teams, they get bullied. They get bullied. They got bullied by Green Bay week 1. They got bullied by Kansas City, and then look in between. Okay, you light up the Browns. Whoop-de-doo. The Ravens game was impressive because it was on the road on Monday Night Football, but we might look back at that and be like, damn, the Ravens gave up the most points in fucking NFL history. How impressive of a win was that? You beat up on the Bears, which we got to give it to you, especially for me who was high on the Bears, but that was the Ben Johnson revenge game. So you had that little extra juice there. I think the Lions are the most fraud team in the league. But if Baker goes in to Detroit and wins shorthanded with all these weapons, prime time, as an underdog, MVP is his, bro. Even though I'm shitting on the Lions.
Right.
I'm talking about the fact that everything that he's not working with. Bro, imagine this team when they get everyone back. Best team in the NFC, probably.
Definitely best offense.
Because they're winning now without these guys. Now imagine these guys come back. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just know that Baker works best under the radar. And right now he's flying too close to the sun, and this is going to be a humbling week. A Lions bounce back week. Because, I mean, shit, bro, that game was theirs. I don't know if we want to segue into either the Bucs game or the Bills game, but like,
well, I mean, there was not much to talk about Buffalo. We're good on that.
Yeah.
But with that Bucs game with the Niners, what else do you want to mention about that? That the Niners are the most snake bit team in NFL history. Them and the Ravens. Who would you pick if you had to pick one or the other? Because this has been like 5 years now in a row where both of them just get absolutely smoked by injuries, and we're talking about like your top guys on salary.
Yeah.
Who would you have to pick?
I would say the 49ers. Just because of premium positions and the people that, I mean, like Kittle not being like present in these lineups was like the last hope of the superstars that you saw 3-4 years ago, in which you were feeling confident like, oh, our offense has got some juice. I feel like they don't use Kyle Juszczyk enough either. The one guy that does remain rather healthy, his usage rate is super low. But yeah, the 49ers, that Fred Warner one, you had said a few weeks ago that Fred Warner was at like 40-1 to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, the odds just jumped out to me because he's the best linebacker in the league, and he's just always...
He's there.
Yeah, just always good, always there, always available, and now it sucks because like he was the one guy that could cover up a lot of the issues that they would have, and that's a big loss, man. Even Kyle Shanahan, as he was getting interviewed coming off the field by the CBS broadcast, you saw he was like at a loss for words. Yeah. He was like, yeah, well, you know,
it's more than the plays they make. It's the way they communicate the calls to everybody and the trust that they, you know, allow the rest of their players to have. Like, that shit's priceless. So, but you had mentioned the Ravens, and the Ravens, can I just say from their game versus the Rams this past week, in which they lost 17-3, shout out to, or, you know, like, not shout out, but it sucks if you had Derrick Henry anytime touchdown on your anytime touchdown parlays. That was criminal acts, the way that they couldn't get him in the end zone before the half there. What the fuck are the Ravens doing not playing Tyler Huntley at quarterback? Dude had almost the identical stat line of Cooper Rush through 3 quarters and 1 quarter. And I've never seen this ever happen, bro, but like he literally looks like Lamar Jackson on the field. His movements, his hesitations, The way the offense is literally centered like how they have it with Lamar. I don't know if Monken or it's Harbaugh that has the FanDuel bank account loaded up right now, but there needs to be an investigation done.
Bro, you just reminded me about something. Calvin Ridley in Vegas pulls a hamstring. Most heavily wagered props were Calvin Ridley. Some of the most heavily wagered props. Listen, it's serious allegations, especially for a guy who sat out a year, got suspended for betting. I'm just saying, bro, kind of suspect behavior. Kind of suspicious behavior, but continue. Sorry, I just...
I mean...
Just crossed my mind.
We're talking about right now the possibility that the Ravens have been doing just like, massive point shaving. It's a completely different offense, Nick. Like, they have not been able to do what they've done with Lamar with Cooper Rush at all. And
bro,
they need to cut it out with the fucking tush pushes too with Mark Andrews. Like, it has not worked for 3 years, yet they keep trying to force feed it like there's going to be a new result. The Ravens are so fucked. It's crazy. But their defense did hold up, or at least had somewhat of a spine to hold the Rams to 17.
No, they did. Yeah, I think it was a very promising performance by the defense. That's a game that I think if you have Lamar Jackson, you probably win that game. To your point, nothing drives me crazier in football, bro, than when you have an offense built around a quarterback and then the backup is nothing like the starter. Lamar Jackson, Cooper Rush, for many different reasons, are nowhere near the same quarterback.
No.
Jaden Daniels, Marcus Mariota, I could still run the same shit with you.
For sure.
I could still run the same stuff with you. If you used to have Peyton Manning and your backup was Michael Vick, it's not going to work. Even though great players, both of them, I'm saying the concept. If I have a quarterback that does RPO, I want my backup to run RPO. That's why I didn't like when Flacco was the starter and then Lamar was the rookie and the backup. It's like, bro, that's why Lamar looked like shit that first year when he came in as a starter. Like during his rookie year when they started him at the end. It was like, bro, this offense was built for a pocket passer that was a statue. Mm-hmm. Then next year, what happens? Oh, shit, an offense around Lamar. What happens? MVP. Oh, yeah, you see when you run an offense for your guy. It'd be the same shit. Like, to your point, I think you run out Huntley and you see. Or you tell Lamar, like, yo, listen, let's not design no runs for you. You're a better passer than both of those guys. And if you're 50%, it's still better than what we're throwing out there now. I still like the Ravens. I'm not panicking yet. You know who else likes the Ravens still?
Who?
The sports books.
Everybody.
Steelers are only minus 105.
It's crazy, man.
The division. And they're 4-1. But look, Steelers, their schedule getting harder. Ravens' schedule getting a lot easier. They play each other twice. Right? Steelers, shout out to the Steelers, Monday winner. We thought it was a generational spot, and it was. You were chilling if you made that bet early. That's why making bets early is important. That line was 4.5. It closed at 6.5. That last drive that Dylan Gabriel and the Browns are going, a lot of people, depending on when they bet that game, they were sweating it. We were chilling. I just don't. If I had to pick though a team between the two, I would say it's definitely the Niners.
Of
being snake bit.
Yeah,
I know we went off on the rails because we spent a lot of time on the Ravens, and rightfully so. But for me, it's easily the Niners. Like Nick Bosa out, Fred Warner out. You know what else is really alarming about the Niners, bro? They can't block anyone. Like Mac Jones is on there with half a kneecap, and he's trying. Trent Williams now used to be like the shoe-in best left tackle. Like he's up there in age now.
For sure. But he does his job. I mean, they're just being put in obvious passing situations, and whenever a defense can just tee off on you, bro, like, and it's evident. Like that's exactly what's happening, and they're putting him in bad spots. So, the Ravens, to me, I'm very worried. I'm a little bit worried too about Nakua's health and like his usage rate. This is good for us, an offensive player of the year, but I would like to see them like not give him kill shot passes to win you ball games every fucking. Can we not throw hospital balls every time?
Haven't I? And you know what's crazy? The play he got hurt on was like the least
I know,
damaging.
right?
It's so weird how shit like that works, bro. But also, to your point, yeah, when a guy gets 15 targets a game, and also I've been complaining about him, we're like, yo, 2 to 3 times a game, he's going to go to the medical tent or just limp off to the sideline. And every single time he's come back in the first 2.5 years he's been in the league, now he didn't come back. Well, actually, he did come back, but I think he might have made it worse. So the plan is for them to sit him going out to London this week. They play the Jaguars. And then from there, they're on a bye week when they come back. Yeah, rest him. That's fine. If you could somehow, you still got Devontae, right? It's not like you don't have anyone there. You still got Devontae Adams, who's playing at a high level. I feel good about the Rams. There's one team that we kind of touched on it before with the Calvin Ridley and the Titans. George, it's a sad day, bro.
It is.
It's a sad day. First coach fired is not going to be McDaniel.
Nope.
I had so many screenshots of people cooking me in the comments. I felt good. Video got over 500,000 views on TikTok and on Instagram. Follow us if you don't already. At Veterans Minimum. Great social media manager to my left.
It's been popping again.
It's been popping. We're back.
Join the fun.
We're back. The Titans let go of Brian Callahan. And the Titans made the decision after he completely buried, threw under the bus, left out to dry his quarterback, Cam Ward, in that Raiders game.
Yeah.
The team said, nah, bro. We took this guy number 1 overall.
We're picking him.
We're picking him over you.
And
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, even though it's one of the worst offenses I think I've ever seen in my life being played in the NFL. I mean, that's comparable to like some of the things that the Steelers would throw out there a few years ago and like the Browns. But it just looks like they should be running like a Pop Warner wing T offense, because you're not going to win games in the NFL with stopping the clock and trying to be explosive. Like, the Titans need to wear teams down, control the clock, and make it easy on Cam Ward, which they are not right now. And the Raiders, man, a team that everybody was shocked. It was my toxic bet of the week, and I still feel like I'm validated in it being my toxic bet of not to bet the Raiders at -4.5, just because the Titans did have a couple of opportunities at the end to claw back, and the Raiders still couldn't score and explode on them for, a bigger type victory at home versus the worst team in the league. But I feel bad for Brian Callahan, bro, because he brought his dad onto the coaching staff this year, which is, I feel, the ultimate dream. Like, if you were growing up as a kid, obviously you'd want to be a player, but as a consolation prize, you'd be like, a coach, I want to coach with my dad in the NFL. Like, that would be the ultimate dream. And his dream got turned into a nightmare in the span of 6 weeks. And, I think now he gets to reap the benefits, go to Cabo. What would you do as a coach if you got fired, Nick? Like, immediately to Colombia?
Yeah, bro. I'm
Cliff
always,
Kingsbury, go to Thailand.
Yeah, I'm always looking to go to Colombia for any excuse. I'm trying to get my friends to have bachelor parties down there. It's not going to be the best idea, but it'll be fun for me. I don't have a girl. I can't get in trouble, so that's selfish of me. But yeah, I'm always looking for an excuse to go down there. The funny thing with the Titans is, Cam Ward, per NFL.com, with one touchdown pass on Sunday. Cam Ward has 3 touchdown passes in 6 career games. Only 3 quarterbacks have had less than that. Terry Bradshaw, John Elway, and Alex Smith all ended up having Hall of Fame or serviceable careers. It's just hilarious to me when they're like, yo, number 1 pick, this is what we got for you. Calvin Ridley, Van Jefferson, and Tyler Lockett.
Bro, let's not forget that he was gassing these guys up in the offseason. Like, first week of preseason, he's like, I got the best weapons in the NFL. Like, I'm not worried. He's got the best weapons in the NFL versus their practice squad. Yeah, a whole bunch of no-name. He made Tony Pollard seem like he should be an Offensive Player of the Year candidate at the beginning of the year. So I feel for him, but he also needs to be that was a good lesson on self-awareness. Like Cam Ward, this isn't the transfer portal at the University of Miami. This is the NFL, and teams don't rebuild that fast. Even when you look at the one-hit wonders that we got, like maybe not one-hit wonders, the Commanders could still be good this year, but the Commanders, that was a team that was primarily built on veteran leadership, and it just so happened that they had a rookie sensation at the helm. That was not the situation with the Titans. And this is something that I think, looking back on, he's probably going to be like, fuck, man, I made a pretty big mistake in the offseason. I'm probably going to keep my mouth shut and look at Madden ratings before I start talking about who's got the best offense in the league.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that the Titans, I haven't looked on Madden, but are a 70 overall offense. That might be generous.
Listen, they have one win this year. They're still a winless team in the New York Jets. I still think the Titans are the worst team in the league. Like, at least the Jets got pieces that you're looking at and you're like, yo, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall.
Yeah.
Quentin Williams, Sauce if you want. Not for me, but yeah.
I'll take them dry.
We'll take them on the team, I guess. The Titans got a lot of work.
For sure.
Oh my God, I forgot to even address this. Did you see what happened with Brian Thomas Jr.?
Yes, Brian Thomas Jr. Absolutely ruined $1,700 hit from.
No, it wasn't. I got to push back, bro. It wasn't him. Travis Hunter lined up off sides.
By the way, I haven't seen the down the line angle of that offsides. It didn't look offsides to me, Nick. It looked close. It looked like his foot was on the line and he stood up tall, and like that should have been behind the ball. But I have not seen the down the line shot.
Yeah, it's a play that it's like, why even be that close? Like, offsides on the offense is high level stupidity.
And shouldn't it constitute I always think of it as like it should be a dead ball foul. Like as soon as the offsides happens, like if
like Travis, don't even run the play kind of thing.
So like just put this into perspective. If Travis Hunter was a full yard offsides, like I don't think that they let the play go. Like they would be like, no, bro's clearly fucking has an advantage. They do the same thing for defenses too. When the defenses jump offside, sometimes they'll blow the play dead when they have like a straight shot to the quarterback, and then other times they let the play go. So I would prefer it to be a dead ball play, so then you don't get this. That was the play of the year next to Jared Goff's called back touchdown against the Chiefs. But I agree with you. Like Travis Hunter, you didn't score for me. You're on my shit list.
Man, and like, bro, with the conclusion of the Bears winning with a late field goal, we went 4-1 on Patreon. We absolutely crushed anytime touchdown. McMillan scored twice, had him. Brian Thomas Jr. had him to score twice. I parlayed both, talking about like a $2,800 swing there. Travis Hunter lining up off sides. It's one of those things, bro, where like my friends and I have this like little moniker or like a saying where it's like, it's never good enough. It's like, bro, you had a $1,500 weekend, but I'm miserable because of what I missed out on when it happened and it came to fruition. But like I said last week, man, we're seeing a lot of things where, Luke McCaffrey, we had him anytime touchdown. We had Caleb Williams. We've Bijan, he only scored once, I guess minus 175. We said he would score 2-3 times, but Patreon's been on fire, yo. $1 a month, that's all we're asking for. And it was really upsetting with Brian Thomas. Like, because, bro, you know what else was crazy? It happened within one red zone cut. Like, my setup is I have a 4-box on my TV, and then my laptop has red zone. So on red zone, they go, we're going to take you to Jacksonville where you're not going to believe what happened. And I'm like, please don't let it be Brian Thomas Jr. And then they show the touchdown. I'm geeked out. I'm like, yo, 15-1. And then they show that he lined up off sides. And then it cuts to the Panther game. All right, maybe not directly after, but like 3 minutes later. And McMillan scores his second touchdown, which the Dallas Cowboys defense is an absolute get-right spot. Like, your offense is struggling. Just play the Cowboys. They'll get right. Play the Ravens. Play teams like that. That's why I had McMillan to score a touchdown in his first 2 touchdowns in his NFL career. He's been balling, bro. And yeah, that was really, really upsetting, bro. I know in the notes you wanted to say something about the Panthers in that game. Hey, by the way, Panthers 3-3. 3-3.
I know.
Listen, Bryce.
I haven't studied them long enough because I just automatically write them off with the whole Bryce Young is just, he's still who we think he is. But Rico Dowdle and a revenge game, actually, it was 2 weeks in a row that he's put up crazy fucking numbers. Actually, there's a stat from Rico. He had 239 scrimmage yards. That's the most by a player in a game versus a former team in NFL history. Bro literally had the best revenge game ever. Gets in the end zone. Shout out in this economy. I called it.
Hell yeah, brother.
I will never miss the boat on also parlaying it with their props because, yeah, in a revenge game, it sucks when they don't get in the end zone. I actually had him in our anytime touchdown parlay to score twice. You got McMillan on that one, but I mean...
But, bro, hold on. You missed the best part of this, too.
Yes.
He called them out last week.
Said, buckle up your fucking chin straps. I'm coming for you.
Y'all go learn. I was there for 4 years, 5 years. Y'all let me go. Bet. Watch what happens now. And the fact that he called them out and they did nothing. Like when Connor would be like, shut your mouth, kid. You do nothing. Like that. They did nothing.
Bro, because the Cowboys defense, one, has no room to talk, but two, they're also like, Rico, like, it's not us, bro. Like we weren't out there. We didn't do this to you. We didn't kick you off the Cowboys. Like, that's Jerry.
Yeah.
Like, you could take it easy on us, but like, you could take it up with that man upstairs.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, no, that was fucked. Okay, can I play a game with you? I wanted to do this fun little game because from this Panthers and Cowboys game, George Pickens just goes off. And I want to present this to you. Now that we've seen George Pickens with a good quarterback on a comparable team, I want to give you a blind resume, and I want you to choose whoever you want. Okay. Would you rather have a receiver that finishes with 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns or 1,487 yards and 17 touchdowns?
Can you tell me the first one again?
1,700 yards and 12 touchdowns or 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns?
Me personally, I prefer yards than touchdowns. And this is not coming off a 230-yard game by Bijan Robinson. All right?
Okay.
I think yards matter more.
Okay.
Personally. Now, this is, let me just, not a counter per se, but a little caveat to think about. In the NBA, what's a better game? This would always be my argument because famously, for those listening to Veterans Minimum, I had a 20-1 on James Harden to win the MVP the year that Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double. And if you really looked at it, it was like 89 or 90 rebounds more. James Harden would have averaged a triple-double. And like all the stats favored Russ, but like team success, all that. Anyway, I would always say like, what's a better game in the NBA? 35-7-8 or a 13-12-11?
13-12-11.
Why? Because it's a triple-double? Because we label it an arbitrary number. We just decided that a triple-double sounds cool.
Yeah.
That's a better game than 35-7-8. Give me 35-7-8. Give me 8 for 137 and no touchdowns as opposed to 2 for 40 and 2 touchdowns or 2 for 40 and 1 touchdown. I prefer yards.
Okay.
That's just me.
So you'd be picking CeeDee Lamb with his best year with the Cowboys. I had done the projections for George Pickens based on what he's done this year, and George Pickens was the 1,400 yards and 17 touchdowns. So I say all this and I do this fun little game to say, I say he's better, bro. I just think George Pickens looks more fluid, gets open often, and just I feel like there's a better connection between him and Dak than there is with him and CeeDee Lamb. That's just the way I feel.
Listen, bro, he is balling over there. He has scored a touchdown in 5 straight games. Fun fact, if you placed $100 on the first game of him scoring a touchdown and just rolled over your winnings, over $7,200.
Wow.
Crazy. Why can't we just catch fire like that, right? Like, just bet on one guy to continue to score. That was really, really fun to see. But yeah, look, I thought he was perfect when he left Pittsburgh. I thought he went to the best team possible. For him, he doesn't need to be the number 1 wide receiver. Even though now with CeeDee Lamb being out, I still think his best role is going to be as the number 2. But he's balling out, man. Dak isn't the issue. The offense isn't the issue. Even Javonte Williams is playing well. Their defense is just atrocious.
Yeah.
Just really, really bad. And it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. Is there anything else from week 6 you would want to talk about?
Let's see. The Jets' performance, I think it needs to be addressed that Aaron Glenn could possibly be the worst game manager in the NFL right now that Brian Callahan's been fired. Some of those decisions that he made, like before the half, not running a play to try to get in a field goal range, and then with the game handed to you, a chance to kick a 62-yard field goal to win the game, or at least take the lead late, they elect to go for it on 4th and 8 when their offense hadn't generated 100 yards on the day, and Justin Fields threw for -10 passing yards.
Bro,
It's that. I know I had mentioned Harbaugh, Monken. We had said Calvin Ridley might be point shaving. The fuck are we not looking into Aaron Glenn? Like, that's great. That's taking points off the board. I know Nick Folk is like old as shit, and 62 yards is a very long field goal. But given the circumstance that they were in that game, you're in a foreign country, like, act reckless. What are you doing playing conservative type football? So I just wanted to mention that and get your thought, because he's the next coach fired, right? I don't think he makes it through the year if he keeps doing this. It looks like he's lost the team.
I would say the majority of my friends are Jet fans. So I've been asking them in the group chat with all my buddies. Shouts to Teddy, shouts to Boss, shouts to David and Impy. They're all Jets fans. I'm like, yo, what has he done to give you hope? Like, is he an aggressive play caller? Is he like, yo, we're going to go? Like, even Brandon Staley, I used to defend him. We're going for it on 4th down, bro. We got Justin Herbert. I fucked with it. You have Justin Herbert. Yeah. Cool. Let's do it. I just haven't seen them do anything different. And it's kind of my Monday winner, if we want to get into that.
Let's hit it.
All right. In NFL history, winless teams have only been favored 5 times in week 7 or later since 2003. The Jets are 2-point favorites over the Carolina Panthers. Come on, man. It's Panthers money line. I know Bryce Young and the Panthers look awful when they play away. I get it. The Jets have no business being a favorite over anyone.
Absolutely not.
This game should be a pick'em. This game, to me, it is clearly a dog or pass situation. I think McMillan goes crazy again this week. Monday winner, Panthers money line. The Jets have no business being favored against anyone.
Monday winner for me. I love that one, by the way. Patriots as 7-point favorites going to Tennessee to play the Titans, fresh off of firing their coach. I think this is a Vrabel revenge game. I think Vrabel runs the score up in a just comical fashion. I would be afraid to take the over in this game because I feel like the Titans will not score a point. But I like every single prop that has to do with the Patriots this week. And That's my Monday winner. Patriots -7, and especially this one. Like I can easily see this one finishing -9.5 by the time that all the reports have come out that players on the Titans are actually wondering if they can forfeit games but still get their paychecks. That's what I would be trying to do. I would be trying to find every loophole to not play but get paid if I was a part of the Titans organization right now.
Listen, bro, the reason why I like that pick, right? The reason why I'm smiling is because I don't know if you caught this, but Kayshon Boutte grew up in Louisiana and he scored 2 touchdowns this past week against the Saints. Drake May absolutely balling out. Drake May, top 6 favorite to win MVP. He's having a really, really good season. So are the Pats. Something to keep in mind for the people listening at home or wherever you're listening. Thank you for listening, by the way. Anytime the Pats play a revenge game or a homecoming game, you should consider that. Stephon Diggs 2 weeks ago in Buffalo, light him up. So maybe we do like an alt spread on that, like -19.5.
Embarrassing.
You know Vrabel's going to try to run the score up.
That's a sneak peek for one of my in this economy will be Patriots -19.5 actually sounded kind of good.
Yeah, how crazy.
Had a good little ring to it. That however far the slider can go, if you decide to use the slider, see what you can get.
Yeah, bro.
That's my Monday winner.
Yeah. You know, week 6 was really interesting to me, man. I think now we have enough of a sample size. We've seen what all these teams look like. And there's still a couple of spots we could target, bro. Like we didn't spend no time on Pittsburgh. They're just quietly 4-1, but they also haven't really played anyone impressive, right? The one team that they played that's good is Seattle, and Seattle smoked them in Pittsburgh, who Seattle now is 4-2. And I think I want to end the show with this. It's the organizations, bro. I think it's becoming more and more apparent between the Baker Mayfield success, Sam Darnold's success, Mac Jones' success in San Francisco now. Who am I missing? Sam Darnold. Daniel Jones. Excuse me. I know I said Sam Darnold twice. Daniel Jones. It's not you. Sorry, it's not me. It's you.
Yeah.
Right? And then the last thing with Baker Mayfield, I forgot to bring this up before, but I was really excited to tell you about this. Baker Mayfield had some interesting comments about a reporter asked them, "Oh, now everyone likes that your moxie and your charisma." And he's like, "I've been the same guy my whole life, but I'm winning now." And it's like, yeah, when you're talented, when you're a smoke show chick, when you're rich and successful, people are going to put up with your bullshit. It's, I don't know if it's in the Bible, but it should be.
It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, bro, listen. Michael Vick did some fucked up shit to animals, came out the league, signed $100 million. Plaxico Burress shot himself, cost the Giants a chance on a back-to-back Super Bowl, comes out of jail, gets an opportunity. You see this all the time in any field. I've told you this story about one of my customers who would show up to work hammered every morning. And I asked his boss one time, I didn't know the game. I was young. I was still in high school working in the summers with my dad. I'm like, yo, you know, Mr. P, that's what we called him, right? Just to protect the innocent in case he still works there. I was like, you know, he's like always, he's like, yeah, every meeting he's fucked up, but my most profitable guy, man. He's my most valuable asset. So like, what do? Lawrence Taylor used to be on cocaine, but he was the best defensive player ever. If Lawrence Taylor sucked, they'd get rid of him. So people put up with your shit when you're talented. And that's what you're seeing with Baker Mayfield now. He's doing nothing different. We used the Tom Brady and Odell analogy a couple weeks ago. Tom Brady does it. He's passionate. He cares about the game. Odell does it. He's selfish and he's a diva. It's the same acts, the same responses to things. One cares about winning. One cares about himself. It's the same act. It's no different. But then with Baker Mayfield in Cleveland, he was arrogant and, you know, doing the Dougie, planting the flag in the middle of Ohio State. Was it Ohio State that he did that? Right? But you're not winning and you were injury prone. And now you revitalize your career in Tampa Bay. Like, bro, if you're Baker, he has probably the best contract. Not him in particular, but the Bucks have the best contract. The best contract in the NFL right now is Baker Mayfield. I think he's making like 30 a year. When you look at like Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, these guys making 55, you're like, bro, that's the best bang for your buck. And if you're Baker, you're like, man, you just drafted Ibuka. Let me just end out. I should not wear another jersey in my career.
Agreed.
He's already third all time in touchdown passes. He's been there like 12 minutes.
Bro, insane.
Don't it
dude.
feel like he just?
That's a crazy stat.
He just got there. Yeah,
Brady has to be 2,
Brady gotta be up there.
right? I wouldn't even know who number 1 on the list would be for the Bucks. Jeff Garcia?
That's a really good guess.
That's a throwback right there. Tampa. Yeah.
Whoa, you know who's first? It makes sense. He played the most games there. Well, Jameis Winston,
Okay.
then Brady, then
And
Baker Mayfield. Again, this is a young not really young. They've been around since like the 70s.
Is Jeff Garcia 4 on the list?
Jeff Garcia, your boy is not. Jeff Garcia is 14th.
No, all right. Never mind.
Vinny Testaverde, Josh Freeman,
Journeyman.
journeyman, yeah. Kind of where Tampa Bay is, right?
Yeah,
like a lot of
yeah,
journeyman
bro.
quarterbacks. Not
It
that
fits.
Brady was a journeyman by any means, but
Yeah.
yeah, listen, when you're talented, bro, people put up with your shit. That's it. And when you're an asset to someone or to a company, it's harder for them to let go of you. It just is. I'd tell a story, but my boss also listens to the show, and we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. And I will be able to on Wednesday tell you what the exact payout would be now for my Aaron Rodgers MVP, Mike Tomlin Coach of the Year. That's an award right there, Coach of the Year, that being there mid-season means something because it can definitely have a long lasting impact on the rest of the year. But I'm going to update you guys with those parlay results on Wednesday because I think Aaron Rodgers has figured it out with DK Metcalf. And it's a pretty sick combo. I can only imagine what it would look like if they also had Pickens. Maybe too many good things is not necessarily what they need, but the Steelers team, man, I know people are overlooking them, but they're figuring it out.
You know, I'm looking, as you said now, about some futures.
Rodgers MVP future dropped deep. He's the only one that I could see right now. He's at 175 to 1 on FanDuel to win MVP, which was different from the 60 to 1 at the beginning of the year, which is crazy to me though.
I think it's just the numbers.
1,000 yards. He's averaging 205 passing yards a game. He's got 10 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's right there, middle of the pack. This is like, if you want to fight for it, you know, you got to be in that mix. And the name, too, they're kind of just, they're silencing him. This is what Pittsburgh does to your career. It mutes it and it allows you to shine. And we're seeing it now for both DK and him.
Yeah. And you know what? You bring up a good point too, man. Because like I know there's been a big conversation about Russell Wilson and like how bad his career has aged really since he left Seattle. And then the one thing about Aaron Rodgers, I think only like Greg Jennings ever trashed him. Like, bro, not a lot of players fucking love that dude, but the media hates him.
Yeah.
And then the media loves Russell Wilson, but his former teammates hate him. So like, it's weird, bro. I feel like with Aaron Rodgers, they got so polarizing with him because of his stance with the vaccine and COVID and all that shit. Because that was just like, that was an era in time. I look back on that shit, especially growing up in New York and like laughing at it. Like it was just so crazy and chaotic. But he had a stand, he stuck with it, and it was a very controversial stance. And even when he was going on McAfee, and the media swung on him. Like Rodgers was everyone's darling and favorite until that happened.
Yep.
But then Russell Wilson was always praised by the media, and he gives you politically correct answers. And his peers don't fuck with him. So perception isn't always reality. And that's what I feel about Aaron Rodgers, bro.
I'm looking at that ticket to win $26,000. Do you think it's gone up or down?
I think it's gone up. I think you could get more for it now.
Even though it looks the way it does, I might have to double down on it. I might have to double down. That's it though. I don't even want to talk about the Saints and what happened out there. Drake May put on a show. That's another reason why they're my Monday winner.
Yeah, I had the Ursulita was 3.5 for the Saints. But a really good week, man. Really good week. 4-1 on Patreon, 3-2 on the show. Anytime touchdowns again. We hit a couple doubles, and the futures look good. The futures look good. George.
Yes.
Let's tell the people what they should expect for the next episode, since we're going to be shooting it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Due to a couple things.
Little housekeeping. You're bringing on a special guest, and we're still going to be doing the picks, but we're going to be putting these picks in on Tuesday. So they're almost like Tuesday winners. Having to do it a little bit early in the week. It's a big travel week for your boys. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm going to be in San Francisco on Wednesday for this other company that I work for doing social media. And then I'm going to be in Fayetteville, Arkansas to watch the Razorbacks take down what people are saying is the best team in the SEC right now with how much controversy there's been. We'll see. We'll see about that. But yeah, that's what to expect. Special guest. I didn't say a name because I wasn't sure if you wanted to say a name.
No, we'll surprise people.
Special guest.
We'll surprise people. Hey, I want to end with this real quick. This is how you know I'm feeling myself and I'm excited. The Giants are 16-1 to make the playoffs. They're 70-1 to win the division. Just hear me out. They play Denver this week. Then they play at Philly. Then they got home Niners, at Chicago, home Packers. Very tough schedule. We know about this. Then they have at Lions, at Pats, right? We know the schedule is tough. However, the last 4 weeks, home Washington, home Minnesota, at Vegas, which is going to be 80% Giants fans, and then home to the Cowboys. They're 2-4 right now. I think Dart and Scatterboo are so delusional in the sense where they're like, yo, bro, we're 2-1 since we've started. We don't give a fuck about playing in Denver and in Philly and all that. And I think the spark that they've provided, I'm just saying, we've made dumber bets.
I want to see him prove himself on the road.
They're one game out of the 7 seed, which is how you got to look at it. Like 8 and 9 might get you to 7 seed.
Yep.
And just been a little sprinkle. I'm not saying the division, but like, yo, bro, listen, Washington just lost.
Yeah.
Philly might be spiraling. Who does Philly have this week? Let's see who Philly has in week 7. Give me a good opponent for the Eagles, bro. The Eagles play... they play at Minnesota. Nah. Carson Wentz revenge? Oh, anytime touchdown, Carson Wentz. That's a Monday winner. Sprinkle that shit on if he's playing. But yo, seriously though, man. Like, look at the division, right? The division... They're 2-4. Washington's 3-3. Philly's 4-2. I don't know. I just think it's the Niners game isn't as tough. Denver's coming. Denver's an 8-point favorite. I truly like the points with the Giants. 8 points. They just played in London. Giants haven't played since last Thursday. I still don't like Denver that much.
Yeah.
If Justin Fields can complete a 12-yard pass, you lose that game to the Jets. So, I don't know, man. I just feel like I've made dumber decisions in my life and betting it on them. He's the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. They did have a 14-point lead against the Saints. They just had that epic collapse where they fucking turned the ball over 5 times in a row. I'm just saying. Let us know in the comments what you think, because we could spend another 20 minutes on there. I'm getting excited.
It's really the NFC East that is bringing the white culture back when you think about it. You know, you got the Eagles. I wasn't fully bought into the Eagles' exciting whites, but these two, Jackson Dart and Scatterboo, I'm like, now this is some offensive aura. You know what I mean? This is One thing I'll leave you with Dart. Every good quarterback has a pre-game video that is unreal. Remember the Joe Burrow in the snow throw and fade around?
You're talking about the one
Jackson Dart blowing a kiss to fireworks going off. Hey, if you want further proof on the NFL is scripted, how do you get that camera to be there? Did you see that the guy with the camera told Jackson Dart, hey, fireworks are about to go? We need this. This is going on your fucking career highlight reel because we need you to be good. NFL is scripted. They did it for Burrow. Doing it for Dart.
In my mind, it's don't let us get to 5-5.
All right, we gotta fucking stop this.
Don't let us get to 5-5.
We gotta stop this.
Because then we might be all the way back. Hey, all things Veterans Minimum. I have Veterans Minimum. We'll catch you guys later this week.
Peace.
I'm a gold medalist, bronze like your medal is. So many deer in headlights, but it's bedtime. Hear that supper bell, main course, be the venison.
Dab. Most dangerous game. Either kill or be killed.